The teacher has to occupy a number of different roles as teacher. The teacher cannot afford to take upon themselves a singular role as teacher. Right when you want to minimize your role as teacher, a different skill set, a different situation comes up which requires you to exercise a different skill set. And so your role shifts on a day-to-day basis, on a moment-by-moment basis sometimes. But there is one role, one task that I think is far more significant than most other tasks as a teacher. One primary role that oftentimes gets suffocated, gets squeezed out, gets marginalized, gets pushed to the side, that must occupy more space in the teacher's life. I think that this one primary role that gets pushed out so frequently, so readily, is a role that must be occupied. And once it is occupied, you see exponential, or at least at minimum, incremental growth in learners holistically, not just in terms of their skills, not just in terms of their knowledge, but sort of as Gholdy Muhammad puts it, in sort of a holistic way. Their identities are shaped. Their critical thinking is shaped. Their understandings about who they are and what the world is shaped. If teachers give themselves to curriculum writing as the primary role, or curriculum writer, and curriculum writing as the primary task, curriculum writer as primary role of the teaching life, this role, this task is so often marginalized that it comes to a detriment for our learners, and it comes to a detriment to teachers. And why is this a role and a task that is marginalized? I mean, it's obvious that if you are a teacher, you have the task of creating the instruction, and the more time you spend on the instruction, likelihood of the instruction's quality increasing, the likelihood of improved instructional quality, the likelihood that students will have improvements in their life. They'll see growth, and teacher will see growth as well. So all the different things that you're doing, all the different roles that you occupy as teacher, they all must yield the primary role of curriculum writer and the primary task of curriculum writing. On my next talk, I want to sort of give insight on how to protect that role in the context of a classroom, which has tons of pressures, tons of different objectives and goals that one must fulfill and satisfy. So many expectations that are laid upon our feet that we are to pick up. And so on the next one, I want to talk to you about ways that you can protect your curriculum writing life.